What's going on, everyone? Dougie here. I'm excited. This is my first time going live on YouTube. I recently went live for the first time on Instagram, had an awesome time. It was very engaging. We had a lot of questions coming in, and I just thought, hey, let's go ahead and do this on YouTube as well. So this morning I put out a question on Twitter and Instagram just saying, if you have any questions, I am going live tonight on YouTube. So go ahead and submit questions. And as we go on here, again, this is my first time doing live, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm on top of the features here. If there are any questions submitted during this live stream, I want to make sure that I get to those. I also want to say hello to anyone who is tuning in. So drop a comment just so I know who is tuning in, and I can also try to keep on top of the different viewers that are popping in and out of this live stream. I'm also hoping to make this available publicly for those that can't tune into the videos live. Expert Noodles says, love your videos. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. If you do have any questions for me during this video, go ahead and drop those over there in the chat. But I will be starting out with the questions that I put out earlier, as I was mentioning on Twitter and Instagram. So let's go ahead and jump into question number 1. We have a question from Patrick, and Patrick asks, how have you seen your content and page change since you started it on day 1? Yeah, that's a really good question, Patrick. So from the beginning of my YouTube channel here to now, there's been a lot of changes. My content has changed, my process has changed, my videos have changed for sure. And if you go back to some of my earlier videos, you'll see I was doing a lot of challenges. I was kind of just obsessed with doing challenges, and I had a lot of fun doing them. There's nothing wrong with the videos. I mean, they were good videos. I had fun, but I was kind of just latched on to one idea, and it was just kind of like do challenges, pick a different spot around the practice chipping green, try to chip in and just challenge yourself to chip in. So that was kind of the beginning of my channel. I was just trying to chip in, trying to hole out. And as I kind of grew and progressed as a creator, I started to recognize, hey, you have to kind of put out content that viewers want to see, not only content that you enjoy making. And so I realized, hey, maybe watching me try to chip in for 10 straight videos isn't that entertaining the 10th time that you've seen it. So I started to kind of change a little bit and mix up and experiment with different kinds of content. So doing course vlogs, bringing guests on the channel, traveling a little bit, just kind of throwing some variety in there definitely added to the channel. And that's, if you look back at my last 5 videos, you're not going to see the same thing every time. So I do have some guests coming out onto the channel. I'll do some solo course vlogs, maybe some travel, maybe a what's in the bag video. So sort of mixing it up is a little bit of where I am currently. And that's what I've had to learn from the beginning of this channel to now, is just you have to always be kind of asking yourself, what kind of content do viewers want to see, and changing your content based around that. And the sweet spot obviously is, what content do you enjoy making that viewers also want to see? Because YouTube is a longevity game. This is not a short commitment. If you're in YouTube, if you're in the YouTube golf space, hey, what's going on? Just tuning into the chat over here. We got Greg Cortman Golf and Chili Dippa Golf, 2 awesome guys who I recently had the chance to meet and play around with at Cherokee Run. We each filmed a course vlog, and in the coming weeks, we'll be releasing those videos and also a couple challenge videos, I believe, around the practice green. So keep a lookout for that content. 2 awesome creators, 2 awesome guys in the Atlanta area that I've gotten a chance to meet up with. We also got Aiden, the Lone Star golfer. Awesome to have you here, Aiden. And I believe you submitted a question via Twitter that we are going to get to. So to kind of wrap up that conversation regarding Patrick's question about how my content has changed from the beginning of my channel to now, really it's just trying to find that sweet spot between content that I enjoy making and content that viewers want to see. When I first started the channel, I was really just focused on quantity, stacking up a bunch of content, going out to a course, trying to record like tons of videos. And now I'm realizing you have to put out one video, see how it does, study the analytics, and then use those insights to shape future videos. It's not about just stacking up tons of the same videos and then releasing those over a certain matter of weeks. You're always learning from your videos and taking those insights into shaping future content, future videos. Bogey Brothers, sup, my guy? What's going on? Two-pot Bogey Smalls in the house, or as they would say, in the box. So Bogey Brothers are in the box. Love to see that. I want to get to a couple of the questions we had submitted, and then if there's any other live questions, definitely drop them in the chat. So we got Patrick's question, an awesome question. Next up, actually two people asked the same question. We have A Hosi 714 on Instagram. I believe that's Andrew on Instagram, and also Eric Leopold Golf, Backyard Golfer on Instagram. Both have the same question, which is, what is your handicap? So the end of last year, I was at a 4.7. The winter months didn't really play much, didn't really keep track, and I just haven't done a good job of loading in scores. It's just a matter of going to one of the local courses, registering for like an official USGA handicap, paying that $50 fee or whatever it is, and then just meticulously putting in my scores to get an official index. I am playing to about a 5 right now, so I have a sense of where I'm at, but nothing official. So I'd like to kind of go ahead and get some official handicap. I think that's really useful, but playing to about a 5 handicap right now. Okay, let's see. Next question. We got Aiden. Aiden on Twitter, who I believe is in the chat right now. Aiden said, who inspired you to get into YouTube? So, I mean, this one has a couple different answers probably. First one I'd say is my wife, Olivia. She definitely inspired me to get into YouTube. And this goes back a couple years ago where basically I was, sorry, just seeing the chat now. Greg Cortman says, I'd say a 3 handicap. I played really well this past weekend with Greg and Mark. So I'm not sure that that's indicative of where my handicap is. I don't really even know why I played so well that day. But I think it was just a combination of like a lot of things going my way with my swing changes. I've been making a lot of swing changes. I didn't really get much sleep the night before our round, as you might imagine. When you're excited to play golf and you're excited to meet other people, you have a really early morning tee time, and you're waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. It's kind of tough to get a nice peaceful rest, knowing you're waking up and you're just totally jazzed. So I think maybe my secret to playing well and to lower my handicap is to not get a lot of sleep before I play, which sounds counterintuitive. Usually I'm pro sleep for sports, but I've had some of my best rounds on super little sleep. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's just that I'm not overthinking things. Sorry. So back to Aiden, who said, who inspired you to get into YouTube? Yeah, so my wife definitely inspired me a couple of years ago, where I just kept talking and talking about YouTube. I was just like watching, consuming a ton of YouTube content. I talked about wanting to, we got Il in the chat box. What's up, Il? What's up, man? Il is just an awesome guy who I play tennis with, but not golf yet. He asked when I'm joining poker. I don't know, man. I'm a little intimidated. I don't think I have great poker skills. I might, come and observe, officiate a little bit, be a conversation moderator, but not actually play in the poker game. But we got to get you on the golf course, get you on the YouTube channel. That'd be awesome. So who inspired me to get into YouTube? As I was saying before, really, I just talked about it for a long time. And finally, my wife, Olivia, was just like, Dougie, you've been talking about this nonstop. I want you to take action, like do something about it rather than just talk about it. So that kind of inspired me to start. And my first YouTube video, this was my first YouTube channel. So before the golf channel that I currently run, I had a fitness channel, and I just turned the camera on, started talking. It was not a very good video. I didn't know anything about making content. This was several years ago. And I just, ran my mouth for a while about how I love fitness and lifting weights. I think it was kind of a terrible video. Libby and I still laugh about how bad it was. But you have to start. Like, you just have to start, and then you grow and evolve and develop your content over time. The hardest part is starting. So just having the courage to put yourself out there And to share your story, to share your face is the biggest step. And that was that first step for me. And then I continued on making fitness content for a little while, and then kind of just got burned out, just went too hard, too fast on the fitness side of things with bodybuilding and dieting and everything. And so that kind of fizzled out. I stopped that channel and then realized all along I've loved golf. I've made golf videos. I've shot golf videos on my phone for so long. So it just kind of made sense to me that I should be, utilizing what I learned from that fitness YouTube channel to pour it into golf. And so when I started my golf channel, I had a little bit of experience with YouTube and thumbnails and just all the things that go into making videos. So that really helped a lot, that I had already had that previous channel experience under my belt. We got Tennis Troll Channel. Could you have played college golf? I think you'd choose tennis over golf. Really, really good question. I'm going to come back to that super soon. But first of all, just appreciate you being here, Tennis Troll Channel. I hope to, maybe one day put one of my tennis matches on your YouTube channel, because you put out some awesome videos. You've had some of my, my buddies here in Atlanta on your channel. So would love to, dust off the rust on my tennis rackets and get out there and maybe make an appearance on your YouTube channel. That'd be awesome. So that kind of answers, I think, the question that Aiden asked, which was just kind of who got you into YouTube. Really, it was my wife, because I was watching a lot of content, and then, making that switch from consumer to creator was a big one for me. And once I'd made that switch, everything became easier once I put out that first video. Hardest part is just starting, like I said. We are now getting to the Bogey Brothers question on Twitter, which was, if everything works out perfect, what will be the status of the channel, overall subs, will it be full-time, etc.? Man, this question's deep, I gotta say. I'm not sure. If I had to guess, is this Bogey Smalls or is this two-putt? That's a tough question. I want to say that's two-putt, but I don't know. I don't know who asked that question. It's a good one. It's a really, really good one. What do I kind of envision in a perfect world with my YouTube channel and with golf and everything like that? I think that's a tough question. I think ideally, you want to be spending more of your time making videos, right? And obviously, you see a lot of the big time creators that get to travel, get to play golf, get more opportunities, get free rounds, people like Golfholics, not only getting free access to great courses, but probably some money for the press and the advertising they're doing, making videos at those courses. That's awesome. Like that's amazing, right? But I'm also trying to kind of just stay present in the moment in terms of putting my head down and moving forward. So one of the things that I've learned about YouTube is just, you have to focus on the process. And given that I'd had a fitness channel previously and I burned out of that channel, burned out meaning like I went from lifting weights 3 hours a day and editing YouTube videos for 6 hours per day to just not lifting weights and just thinking, I don't want to make another YouTube video. So having that experience has definitely informed where I am now with my golf, content, in the sense that I'm seeing this as a long game. I'm not seeing this as I want to achieve X number of subs or X amount of, views per month, whatever it is in the short term, because I know that, focusing on that end result and product, having that mindset can kind of be frustrating. It can make the day-to-day harder. If you're constantly evaluating the numbers, the analytics, the amount of subs in the last month, et cetera, and comparing that to other people or, your previous months, then you can kind of get down. And so you kind of have to be immune to that. And you need to just focus on making better videos and having fun in the process of it. Like I said, this is a long game, right? Longevity wins out. Like this is, YouTube there's been many creators before me who have burned out. I burned out on the fitness side. So as much as I'm trying to push out more content and shoot more content, improve my editing, etc., I really see this as a long game. So I know that's not a great direct answer. What I will comment on in terms of full-time with YouTube is just, it's so interesting for me to see other creators and how they've approached this same issue, because most people that have a YouTube golf channel are probably not being honest with you if they say, I don't want to be a full-time golf YouTuber, I don't want to make content as a full-time job, right? Like it's not just, it's too much of a time commitment for this to simply be some kind of a hobby. Or if that person just tells you, no, I'm just doing it for fun, don't really see any kind of future, maybe it's because they've just, tried to make it big and then they've resolved, YouTube's too difficult. It's not going to happen for me, but I still want to make videos just for fun, right? So that's kind of number one, right? Like, who doesn't want to be able to travel and play golf and charge golf courses for making videos at these beautiful places? Like, come on, right? So, but it's like I was saying, it's interesting to see other creators' paths. So you have someone like Lloydie Golf, right? I think this guy's just over 1K subs, and he made a video saying, "I'm going full time on YouTube. I'm just, at this point, I'm quitting my other job. I just want to be a creative full time and see where this takes me." And his quality is sky high, awesome cinematic work, and at 1K subs, he's made the decision. All right, I'm going to try to do this full time. That was last I checked. I haven't followed his channel too much in the interim, but that's very interesting for me to see. And then on the other end of the spectrum, at 100K subs, you have people like Seb on Golf, Seb Carmichael Brown, who is still working his full-time job. I mean, I just listened to a podcast where he was talking about this, and golf is something that he does on the side because he loves his full-time job. It's something to do with football and having an agency, and so golf is just an outlet for him to be able to travel and play a little bit. And he's not pursuing any type of specific growth or full-time from that. Golfholics, I think, I could be wrong, I think they still work full-time jobs. I mean, coach is a coach, and I'm not sure what Marco does, but I'm pretty sure they still work at this point, and they haven't done full-time golf. So it's just interesting to see the range of, that spectrum. Someone kind of in the middle, Andrew Jensen, this guy's just over 20K subs, makes incredible content, is pursuing, professional career and has been for a while, is still in that process of documenting that. And he's made videos saying, YouTube is my job. This is what I do. I think he has a Patreon page. I think he sells some merch and, derives his income from golf and from his YouTube channel. So that's pretty cool. He's at 20K subs and he's doing it. I think it just depends on your situation and what you're looking for, what kind of lifestyle, what kind of life you want, right? If your goal is just to play as much golf as possible and you don't really care so much about having a certain income threshold, because YouTube is not super lucrative unless you're at the top. I think we know that, right? So really good question from the Bogey Brothers. And again, I mean, I'm trying to stay focused on the process and really just making sure that I'm enjoying it and I'm not going too fast, too hard, still enjoying being out there on the golf course and trying to detach myself a little bit from the numbers. You need to learn from the numbers. You need to gain insights, look at your past videos, look at click-through rates, see what videos have gotten more views than others and try to identify patterns. So you need to learn from past videos and the numbers, but not be attached. You can't have your emotional state being dependent upon certain numbers, because YouTube is such a crapshoot sometimes that you'd be just doing yourself a disservice to be yo-yoing between feeling great and feeling terrible based on your numbers. So you kind of have to just keep a level head. And again, this is the long-term game. Okay, so tuning back into this chat over here. WWE lovers, hey bro, sorry, I know that sounds weird, but can you please show your bare feet? That's a super weird request, man. I'm probably not going to show my bare feet. I think that's a little strange, but I do appreciate you being here for sure. We got Ryan, fave YouTube golf channel, Be Real here. What is up, Ryan? I can't wait for you to come back to Atlanta next time. We got to tee it up, man. Hope you're enjoying everything with the move. And at some point, I'd love to get down to Florida as well. If I do ever get to come hang with you, Ryan, I mean, a what's in the bag is just a necessity. Maybe even a what's in the office. I mean, your golf office setup is just out of this world. So maybe a what's in the bag would be one video, and a what's in the office would be a second video, because you have just so much golf memorabilia and stories that would be so much fun to do. So I think that takes care of the questions that were sent ahead of time. If you have any other questions, I'm gonna now try to go through this chat over here and drop a question if you have one right now. So scrolling back to the top, we got Expert Noodles. Are you going to be in Philly anytime in the future? I'm not sure about Philly. I'm not sure. I do have some relatives in Philly, and they recently had a newborn, so you never know. I mean, you never know. It's kind of a weird time right now to make plans to travel, period. So I'm not really sure when I'll be in Philly, but whenever I do get the chance to travel, love to play golf, love to showcase nice courses, and also meet up with people if they're around and in the area. So definitely would love to go to Philly. Let's see what else we got down here in the chat. Greg Cortman, need more bad golf on your channel and bad courses. Oh man, I'm excited for our video. I mentioned this before, but I had the chance, if you just hopped into this live, I had the chance recently to collaborate with two other YouTube golfers in the Atlanta area, Greg Cortman Golf and Mark Chili Dippa Golf. And man, there's some good moments that you have in store for you with our content coming out in the next couple of weeks. Just had a blast. Need to do it again sometime. It was awesome. It was great. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. I think I already got to Illa about joining the poker night there. Yeah, last time I played poker and bought in, it didn't go so well. I'm not sure if poker's my game. I do like blackjack. I do like craps. Poker's never, I don't know. I always think I'm pretty good at poker and then I lose money. So it depends. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. WWE lovers, man, you're cracking me up, dude. You want to see my foot for a second? Just what? Nah, man, that's a little strange. There's probably plenty of my feet in my YouTube videos, but I'm wearing golf shoes, and he asked for bare feet, which I'm not sure why. Ryan, I'm all in on that content. No promos. I want the truth. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean you want the truth? But definitely need to get the content with Ryan. Maybe even a course vlog. I mean, I can't think of a guy that would be more fun to play with and record a course vlog with than Ryan. So that would be awesome. Craig, what's up with the YouTube Creators Cup? Greg, thank you for bringing that up. I actually wanted to cover that a little bit here. And basically, yeah, I'm planning a time for a lot of YouTube golfers to get together and play. It's not just for YouTube golfers, but that's primarily that's why I decided to plan this event. I saw Rick Shields do YouTube Golf Day. Looked really cool, looked great, etc. But it's a long ways away. So for us US-based YouTube golfers, other golf creatives, bloggers, podcasters, Instagram, trick shot artists, etc., I thought it'd be fun to just pick a weekend, pick a location, and have anybody who wants to come out and play golf, hang out, but also collaborate and shoot a bunch of content with other people to have that chance to do so without those geographical barriers. So yeah, the Creators Cup has been rescheduled now for the end of October. It's in Alabama. Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. The golf courses are incredible, 54 holes of pure Alabama golf. We got, an awesome lodging picked out right on the golf course. One of the courses recently hosted a Symetra Tour event. So really, really excited about that. If you are interested, if you've heard about it, haven't heard about it, definitely reach out. Let me know if you're interested. I'm most accessible on Instagram. So just reach out to me at Dougie Barnard on Instagram for details. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that this small YouTube golf community, especially the US-based community, can have a chance to get together and collaborate on one weekend and just have this epic weekend of tons of golf and tons of kind of channels collaborating, promoting each other, and really just growth and getting to meet each other. The few times that I've had the chance to collaborate with other YouTubers have been nothing but like extraordinary and a lot of fun, and just reminds me why I'm doing this, right? It's not just to make videos. It's to also make friends and travel, and it's fun to also create with other people. I had the chance to play with the Bogey Brothers out in California, which is just so much fun. That was my first collaboration, and then recently with Greg and Mark, collaborated with them too. I think what's just interesting for me is when I've played with these different golf YouTubers, I've found that once I'm done recording my channels like match, it's just such a relief because trying to record and set up and get all the angles, not miss a shot, but you're also trying to play well. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of stress, and it's actually kind of nice to have someone else doing that work, even though it's for their channel and everything. It's kind of nice to not, to be able to just focus on playing and playing well, and have someone else deal with finding the right camera angles and making sure it's recording and all that. So I thought that was kind of interesting from those collabs. But yeah, Greg, great question. Creators Cup, I mean, it's on end of October. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's, like I was saying, I've wanted to get over to Alabama because the Robert Trent Jones Trail is just a hidden gem. It doesn't get a lot of attention. It doesn't get as much press as some of the other popular Instagram golf destinations and resorts, but it's really pure. And from the little experience that I've had playing one of the courses, I'm just blown away. I mean, I'm just like, how is the Robert Trent Jones Trail not talked about more? Why is there not more attention? And why are people not taking golf trips and sharing about golf trips more at the Robert Trent Jones Trail? I mean, you can just get so much bang for your buck going to a place like that, as opposed to, somewhere like Pinehurst, which can definitely break the bank. Matt Holds Anonymous, what's up? What's going on? Would love to get you in. Yeah, I think I messaged you on Instagram about that, but yeah, I would love to have you there. I think really it's just the more, YouTube creators and other golf creators that we can get, it's just a power in numbers, right? We're going to be shooting videos with different people on different channels, rotating back and forth, directing, certain viewers to another person's channel. And so the more that we can kind of do that together in Alabama, the better. And it's just going to be a lot of fun to all be staying together in Alabama. So really, really pumped about that. Ryan says, favorite course East Coast you've played? Man, dude, the East Coast is like a blind spot. To be honest with you, I haven't played a ton of golf like nationwide. I just really haven't. It's been the last 2 years that I've gotten into golf. So I haven't really traveled to play golf. Growing up playing tennis through college, golf was just something that I did, wherever I was, just in the summer, just for fun with my friends. So grew up in Indianapolis, played a lot around Indianapolis. And then since I did play tennis competitively, the junior circuit, I traveled, and my dad took me to the tournaments. My dad got me into golf. And so sometimes, depending on the tournament schedule, the tennis tournament schedule, I would also play golf, in different locations with my dad. So, one tournament that comes to mind is out in Phoenix. It's sort of this, I think it's actually the Scottsdale area, Tucson area. I had the tennis tournament every year. The day after Christmas, I would fly out with my dad, play in the tournament, and then we'd also bring our golf clubs. And right when I lost in the tournament, we'd go and hit the links. So played a little bit out in Arizona, but generally haven't played a ton on the East Coast. In terms of places that I'd want to play on the East Coast, I mean, Bethpage Black is definitely up there. I know you have to kind of know a New York resident, I think, to get a tee time in advance out there. Bethpage Black would be a lot of fun. I think like dream course might be a Fisher's Island. I've heard really, really good things about that. And I'm sure that's a difficult course to get onto, but that would kind of be a dream course. And yeah, East Coast, I don't know a ton. I haven't spent a lot of time out on the East Coast. So I'm kind of more familiar with courses in the South a little bit, courses on the West Coast. I did a lot of research when I was out in California about like courses that I could play in the LA area or San Diego area. But in terms of, geography, there's a lot of travel that I want to do for golf. And, East Coast is a spot that I got to go. Got a friend at Liberty. Wow, that's pretty sick. What's Sewilo? I'm still learning. I'm not as, I don't know as much as I want to about golf, but Instagram helps. So I feel like, 3 years ago, the amount of courses that I knew that I wanted to play that were like top level nationwide courses was just a handful. Like I actually remember, this is interesting. This is really interesting. I was in somewhat of a job interview, right, with this person who was kind of a high up rainmaker at the company. And we were out having a lunch. And this guy was just talking about golf, talking about the courses that he's played over the course of his life, and just dropping different golf course architects different designers, different courses. And I'm just sitting over there nodding, pretending that I know half of what he's talking about. And at the time, I loved golf. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't active on Instagram. I wasn't following any kind of golf like news. And so I loved golf, but I just had no clue about what he was talking about. And then now, fast forward, basically just being on Instagram for, like a year, just hardcore in the golf space. Now I feel like I've seen pictures of a lot of courses. There's just a lot of places that I want to go to, and a lot of trips that I want to, plan. One of the trips that I'm thinking about planning, well, there's a couple, but one that I would love to be able to do is, to go out and play Paynes Valley, which is Tiger's new course. The Big Cedar Lodge just looks like an incredible resort. I think it's not that hard to get to. It's not like that difficult of a trip to plan. And I think that the golf course layout that they have there would be just absolutely a blast. And I think Paynes Valley recently opened. It's a public course. I've seen a little bit of drone footage on YouTube. Looks absolutely incredible. Ryan says, yes, I'm in. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to Big Cedar Lodge. It looks incredible. The golf course is just the natural kind of beauty out there. Looks amazing. So that's kind of one place that I'm thinking about. And I think a Michigan trip at some point has to happen. And, Michigan has a lot of really good courses, but I think Arcadia and Forest Dunes would be just top of mind for places to go out there. I think there's also a private course out there. A friend of mine, Morgan, recently talked about playing a private course on his trip up there. I want to say it's something like Kensington. There's a really cool private course. And then, obviously there's, what is the name of that course that I'm blanking on? The Tom Doak, oh my gosh, Crystal Downs, right? So obviously Crystal Downs is there. And that, I don't have a chance of playing that course unless lightning strikes, maybe. But yeah, I've driven past that course. My family has a lake house in Michigan, so I've seen that, and man, that looks absolutely dead pure. But I think an Arcadia Forest Dunes trip would be a lot of fun. Michigan just has some great golf, pure golf. And let's see what else is going on in the chat here. We got Kim saying, how about the Grand National course on the Robert Trent Jones Trail? Kim, I don't know too much about Grand National. I don't. I know Robert Trent Jones Trail is huge in Alabama. And, they have so many holes and so many tracks all across the state there. I've played in Birmingham. I played the Ross Bridge course. I want to play Oxmoor Valley and Oxmoor Ridge. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm hosting an event in Alabama in Prattville at Capitol Hill. So Robert Trent Jones Trail, Capitol Hill, has the judge, the senator, and the legislator. 54 holes of just pure golf. So I'm trying to just slowly, little by little, given that, a lot of these Alabama courses are only about a 3-hour drive from Atlanta, I'm trying to kind of check them off little by little. But Grand National, no, I'm not as familiar with Grand National, but I definitely need to look it up. And I highly recommend Ross Bridge in Birmingham. It's just an incredible course. Let's see what else we got in the chat here. One of the top courses in Arizona designed by Nota Begay. Interesting. Is he talking... Wait, which course is he talking about? Not sure. I think when he said Liberty, Ryan, when he said Liberty, you mean Liberty National. But yeah, Arizona golf looks amazing. I want to get back to Arizona and play out there. I think there's a lot of golf Instagram people out in Arizona, so that'd be fun and pretty easy to plan some kind of a trip out there. This story is all of us as our wives talk about Instagram. That's awesome. Sawilo. So Sawilo is the Tucson course. Okay. Got it. Yeah, there's just so many. Do you ever feel like you just want to press pause on life and just, go take a trip and play a lot of golf? Maybe something like what Patrick Koenig did with the RGV Tour, or what Matt Cardis is doing now, Golf Interstate. Just say, you know what, responsibilities, life, everything, let's just pause on that. Family, kids, wife, whatever is your situation, just pause on that and let's just go. And, I just want to see a bunch of golf courses. Sometimes I feel like that. And I think I just got to one by one, put together a list of places that I want to go, places that I want to check out, courses that I want to play. And it's always growing. But I do feel fortunate being in Atlanta that I can get to a lot of courses. So just within a driving distance, can get over to Alabama. If I wanted to, I could get up to Tennessee. I could get over to South Carolina. I could get over to Aiken, and could go down to Florida. I could go over to Savannah. I could go to, Sea Island. Looks like they have some amazing courses. Could drive up to Kiowa. Kiowa looks interesting. I think it's one of those courses that people have divided opinions on. People either are like Kiowa is the holy grail, or they're like it's overrated. I think it's super expensive. Obviously, it's on the water, and course conditions and everything about it is kind of top notch, but it's super expensive, super elite, and depending on conditions, maybe you can get a really windy day. Maybe it's not that fun, or maybe it's not worth as much as you paid for it, depending on your expectations of it and things. But I did hear recently in a podcast, Matt Janella was talking with Brian Golf on Brian Golf's podcast, and he was just saying in terms of kind of the management and the vibe out at Kiowa, it's not quite the vibe that he kind of looks for with that Winter Park 9 type of vibe. So with Kiowa, I don't know. I want to play the course. I mean, I think it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to go out there and play it. But in terms of like great hangs, it doesn't sound like it's as chill, as laid back as a place like Pinehurst, where it's just kind of built for hangs. Bandon, obviously, built for hangs. And the more that you kind of go and play great golf, you realize you want a place that you can relax, feel at home, feel like it's maybe not too stuffy, not too elite, but you can bring your buddies there, have a good time, relax, and have a good time on and off the course, and management treats you well, et cetera, et cetera. So Ryan said he's out on Kiowa. Gators do Gators really eat people at Kiowa? Dang, man, I'm afraid of Gators. I'm super afraid. I actually saw my first Gator in Florida recently at Battle at the Beach, and I was staying like 20 yards away. And then one of the guys in my group actually was from Texas, and he showed me a picture of like some gators that they had hunted. And so he was not afraid at all. But I was like, man, I'm not getting close to that gator because I'm just absolutely terrified. I'm not used to it. And so Florida golf kind of scares me. I do got to check the news. That's scary, man. If gators are actually eating people at Kiowa, yeah, count me out. I was already on the fence about how expensive it is, but count me out. That just sounds absolutely crazy. So Threes and Fours Golf, what up? What's going on? Threes and Fours Golf has played some golf out in Arizona recently, and I've really enjoyed seeing some of that content. It just looks super pure. I mean, Arizona golf looks super pure. And Threes and Fours, I hope we can get together at some point and tee it up. Earlier, I was talking about the Creators Cup event that's been rescheduled to the end of October in Alabama. So at some point, I hope that we can try to link up and tee it up there. But if anyone has any last questions, go ahead and submit them in the chat right now. Appreciate you being on here with me. It's been almost 40 minutes here, and I think I want to just wrap up this video with answering a question in terms of, I talked a little bit about golf courses that I'd want to play. Not all of them, right? I mean, obviously there's a huge laundry list, but maybe a trip to Michigan, play Arcadia, Forest Dunes, maybe a trip to Big Cedar Lodge, want to play Paynes Valley. They have an awesome par 3 course out there too. Eventually a Pinehurst trip. Pinehurst is pretty expensive, but eventually that has to be done. It's just inevitable and is within driving distance for me. But now I want to just kind of get to maybe who are some of the people that I'd want to make content with, collaborate with, moving forward in the golf YouTube space, and kind of planning out a little bit of content. I know right now with COVID, people aren't really traveling and the collabs are more virtual, but just generally kind of in the next year or so, whatever, who might I enjoy making content with. So I've had the chance to collaborate with the Bogey Brothers. That was an awesome time. Had the chance to make some videos with Greg Cortman Golf and Mark from Chili Dippa Golf. That was amazing. And in terms of other creators, I think, I did a virtual collab with Frederick from A Golfer's Walk. That was a ton of fun. And we still want to try to tee it up in person. Let's see, Dave from 4to4 Golf. We've talked about kind of doing a virtual collab. He's in Australia, so it's kind of tough for us to maybe meet up and play golf. But that could happen someday if we, took an international trip. He was throwing out Dubai. If you haven't seen some of Dave from 4to4 Golf's videos from his trip to Dubai, telling you, you're going to want to take a trip over to Dubai and that whole area, because the golf courses on, you know, some of his recent videos are just out of this world. So Dubai, you know, that's not out of the question there for maybe an international trip moving forward. When I think international golf, I think first Scotland and Ireland. Just have to kind of go there at some point. That's probably top of mind when I think about an international trip. But Dubai, I mean, looks like it has some scary good golf. Would love to do night golf. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of that, some videos of people hitting golf balls, you know, like at midnight under the lights at some of these lit up courses in Dubai, I believe. So yeah, that would be sick too. But so let's see, Golfers Walk, Dave from 4 to 4 Golf. Harry Golfer, I mean, he's talking about maybe making a US golf trip in 2021 possibly, and trying to, you know, collaborate with a lot of US creators. That'd be a ton of fun. We just had Threes and Fours Golf jump in to the video, and that'd be a lot of fun to also collab, play some golf. I mean, that Arizona trip looked incredible. Let's see, I mean, Ty Boone Golf, that'd be a lot of fun to make videos with. I know he's been working really hard, just puts out awesome videos, and he's just continuing to be very creative in the type of content that he makes. You know, I can't list everyone. There's just so many different, I think the golf YouTube space is kind of growing, but there's just a lot of really good people, really good creators. You know, Kyle Redding, Knock Stiff Golf up in Alaska. It'd be fun to kind of play some golf with him at some point, get him looped in, maybe the Creators Cup event in Alabama, maybe some other time. But he's an awesome creator. I think he's been focusing his attention a little more on Instagram lately than YouTube. But yeah, man, that guy's extremely talented. Greg saying Dubai. Yeah, Greg. Yeah, talk to Dave from 4 to 4 Golf. I mean, he looks like he's wanting to go back to Dubai because that's how sweet it is. Ryan says Turkey. I don't know a lot about golf in Turkey. I really don't. I do know that if any of you listen to podcasts and have heard the Just Jacks guys, they have an awesome podcast, and they are trying to launch something called like the Just Jacks Just Golf Escapes, some kind of golf travel trip. You know, not good timing right now with COVID to be launching an international golf trip business, but at some point I think they will be launching those experiences, and Turkey's top of their list in terms of value. They've found a spot in Turkey. I don't know what golf course, but they found a spot, and they're kind of saying, hey, trust us for this 5 to 7 day golf trip to Turkey. It's going to blow you away. So yeah, Ryan, I got to look into Turkey for sure. Let me just run through a little bit more creators that I've been thinking about. So we've hit up a lot of people. Ty Boone Golf. Colin McCarthy says gobble. What does that mean? I have collabed with Colin. There's a YouTube video of us playing. So that's another guy who's just incredibly talented. What a golfer. I mean, gobble, gobble. Oh, turkey, gobble, gobble. Why am I so slow to get jokes? Why am I so slow? Why? I think it'd be fun to, you know, travel a little bit once things kind of calm down with coronavirus. I think it'd be fun to travel just a little bit, to play with some other creators. I know, you know, Bending Par is a channel with a couple guys that make some really good videos. I think they're based out of Wisconsin maybe, but they go down to Florida quite a lot. And they had a recent video out at Pebble. So one of the Bending Par guys was playing in a tournament out at Pebble in Spyglass, and wow, I mean, that just looked incredible. So those guys would be fun to kind of team up with and make a video. I'm sure I'm forgetting creators. I mean, there's just a lot of creators out there. Would also love to go down to Florida, maybe make some videos with Andrew Jensen. He's an awesome guy. He's been just busting it, killing it in the YouTube game, and his golf game is just scary good. He's currently trying to shoot 59 in a new video series from, I believe, like 6,000 yards or something. So yeah, that guy's scary good. He'd have to give me a lot of strokes, but he'd be fun to make some videos with. George Bryan over in Aiken of Brian Bros Golf would be fun to make some videos with. His swing is just super pure. So, I mean, there's just a lot of different YouTube golfers, and I think that's kind of one of the fun things about the YouTube golf community is everyone's kind of out there pursuing something similar, making videos, trying to be authentic, you know, trying to push the barriers, the creative barriers, and, you know, do this kind of while having so much else going on in life. And the opportunity to kind of get together, collab, make some videos, I'm all for it. I love traveling. I love documenting. I love meeting new people. Love bringing guests onto the channel. And like I mentioned before, getting to collaborate with Bogey Brothers, Greg Cortman Golf, Chili Dippa Golf, Colin. It's always fun to kind of record with other people. So I'm really looking forward to the Alabama trip at the end of the year, Creators Cup. That's going to be a ton of fun. Hopefully a ton of videos to come out of that. But I'm going to go ahead and just wrap up the video here because I could go on for a couple hours. So I got to just be careful here with this live. But this is my first YouTube live video. Had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Hope to be doing live more frequently on Instagram, on YouTube. It's a fun way to connect with a lot of people at the same time. And now that we're all sort of quarantined at home, there's really no excuse not to be doing live more often. So thank you for being here. Hope to see you again soon. If you're a creator out there and I missed you when I was talking about people I want to collab with, drop a comment. I'm going to try to publish this video to make it an actual video on the channel. Drop a comment down below. I'm sure I missed a lot of people that I've been talking to about making videos with. So make sure to drop a comment below. Chasing Scratch says, dog, what is going on? Chasing Scratch is the man. Yeah, that actually jogged my memory a little bit of other creators that I'd like to connect with. I mean, Chasing Scratch would absolutely love Colin Golf God, Trick Shot McCarthy. Colin is a trick shot genie, that is for sure. But yeah, Chasing Scratch, would love to play with him. Blackbirdie Golf is someone who has collabed with Chasing Scratch. I've seen one of their YouTube videos. It was really, really good. And so yeah, Kevin from Blackbirdie Golf, would love to make videos with him. Golf Vlogs USA, formerly known as Ben the Weekend Hack. I think that would be hysterical to make some videos with him. I've chatted with him about that. Would love to do it. Chasing Scratch is the man. Blackbirdie is the man as well. Thanks for tuning in. We've gone over 45 minutes, so I was just wrapping up here, but I'm so glad you hopped in. And yeah, man, we gotta try to plan something at some point. Life's been pretty crazy, and now with everyone locked down, it's kind of tough to make any plans. But yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in here. I hope I got all the questions submitted, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for joining. Dougie here, signing out. See you next time.